All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Mind of a Genius, where we talk to people I consider geniuses in their craft. Today, I have with me here Foster Romanus, who is a genius when it comes to comedy in Ghana. And I'm very excited to have him here, Foster, and I'm in for Romanus. Thank you for being on here.
Thank you for having me on here. And I never knew I was a genius. And thank you for making me one.
You are humble. You are humble.
I'm very flabbergasted. I'm morose, like I'm vehemently let's just say thank you.
I have a feeling that throughout this conversation, I will laugh. So I came psyched.
I mean, that's because you love to laugh, not because of me.
That's a very good point. Maybe.
I'm not the reason for your laughter.
Don't undermine your craft, though.
Because you can get broken hearted and not laugh.
Hey.
So.
Media, if I get broken hearted, they laugh. Okay, beautiful. So I want to get right into it, Romanus. The concept of Mind of a Genius is usually to get into the minds of geniuses, right? And I think that a lot of people, when they see where you are as far as your craft, would ask certain questions of how did you get there? What steps did you take to get there, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of want to dive into it. But before we get there, I want to ask, just a brief question. Who is Foster Romanus?
That question, the last time I heard some was at an interview. When I said who I was, they never employed me. So, how do I start this? How do I say this? Okay, so Foster Romanus is a stand-up comedian. I say I'm an entertainer because I cut across. I do a little acting here. I do a little TV presenting and radio hosting as well. I do a little music on the side. Yeah, so you can say Foster Romanus is an entertainer.
So simply, I mean, it makes sense from a broader view, right? You're an entertainer. You do everything to make people, to put a smile on people's faces, right? Yeah. With that being said, did you always know that that's what you wanted to do?
No.
What was the...
Far from that, because for me, I thought it was just a part of me that I create humor with the things around me or the things I hear people say. And immediately I hear you say it, instantly I get a reverse of that. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was just one of those things. And back in the day, the arts or the entertainment space wasn't really, as lucrative or as it is now, as vibrant as it is now. And every parent wouldn't want their son or daughter, getting into spaces where they believe that will not be profitable.
Right.
So for me, my mind wasn't on that at all. It was a different thing. And surprisingly, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But then I watch movies and see, these rich men talking on phone. The containers are on the seas. I'm not paying $100,000. So I'm like, I want to be a businessman.
Okay.
So I would go to school with a briefcase, opening my briefcase like how they do in the movies, walk and come. Yeah. So I had that in mind.
Yeah.
But then I still was pursuing the arts because I love to act. So I was in a drama company or a theater company called Top Class Entertainment, where we would rehearse, go and stage a play, or if there's a movie and they need some, minor roles, they need people to play those roles. They come in there, we audition, and then they pick us. Sometimes we get to play some, not too lead, but then maybe a supporting actor or something. So yeah, that was what I was doing until I had the opportunity to go contest in a reality show called Stars of the Future. And that's where my comedy career began. And I'm always thankful to the man who introduced me to it, Reverend Ken Fiati, who was our then director. He brought me the form to go participate. And here we are.
Initially, when you were auditioning for, I guess, the reality show, did you believe that you could make it?
No.
Why?
we had this perception about reality shows that they already have their winners,
Yes.
you know, and they were auditioning in 3 different regions: Accra, Kumasi, Tadi. I'm like, this whole 3 regions, me, nah. So honestly, I never had that in mind, but because for some reason, I don't know what even prompted me or even urged me to go, because he came, he was like, take it, go do it, but don't do music, because it was music and comedy. He said, don't do music, do comedy. And that was when I was like, okay. I'm like,
your voice no good.
yeah, why? No, I love to do Samini impressions, etc.
Okay.
So yeah, music. And I used to do praise and worship at church.
Oh, nice.
So music, yes, I could have maybe, but then I'm not sure I could sing like the likes of Efia. Efia was part of the reality show. Yeah.
Hey, competition high.
Efia, Irene, Ramsey. Yeah,
Wow.
these are like names that actually came up after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Jayana was part. I think so. Yeah. So I went on the net, Googled jokes. I was overwhelmed. I was like, wow. There are these things on the internet. I had no idea. So I had to scout through to get one joke for the auditions. So I just went because he came saying that I should take
You should
part.
do it. Yeah.
And that is why I went. And then I was home. They were like, okay, so we'll hear from them. So instantly, you don't know you made it or not. So I was home minding my own business. I got a message. Congratulations, you've made it to the next. I'm like, hey. So then my dad started paying attention to that side of me, the arts play, because initially he wasn't really enthused about it. So when I got to the next round, he was like, okay. And you go and win it.
Yeah.
So one thing led to the other, and then I was the second place as the first runner-up. Yeah.
Wow. And throughout that time, I believe your dad was supportive. But prior to that, what did he want you to be?
So it started from him wanting me to do science at the secondary level. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he would have.
So you didn't do science in
I
secondary?
didn't do science. Okay. So then we had to come to an agreement. Yeah. So I said I'll
compromise.
I'll do business. Mm-hmm. So then I went to do business at Pope John Secondary School. And then after that, he was like, I should continue. He wanted me to pursue the accounting. Yeah. So I had to, now because you can balance and balance.
Accounting,
yeah. So he wanted me to continue. So I went to UPSA to start the chartering process. And I wasn't really,
Yeah. It wasn't
maybe
clicking.
because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't serious about it. Maybe. But then I wasn't really enjoying it like that. So then that was when my admission from the University of Ghana, because I had bought the forms to study theater arts. And so I got my letter and I was like, you know what, let's pursue this. So because of me placing second in the reality show, he was like, if this is what you want to do. Yeah. So that's how I ended up doing theater arts.
So it seems like you took an action, right, or a step that made your dad believe that, this is something that you could succeed in.
You can't say that, but then that wasn't the intention of that
really?
Step. Yeah, because, I was just, I've been asked by a superior to go and participate. I didn't want to be disrespectful. So let me just,
That's a very good point.
That.
Yeah.
And then little did I know it was the turning point, or was going to be.
So I guess we have to respect our elders.
Sometimes, because I feel everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
He could have gone to any other person.
Sure.
He could have even ignored it or just said it casually that, Charlie, this thing is happening. Why don't you give it a try? But he picked the phone. Yeah. Brought it to me. So this tells you he really knew something, or he had seen something, or he believed I could. So he was like, this is the forms. Go fill it and go for the audition. And so, if he had gone this far, the only thing I could do was to honor that.
Yes.
After all, what do I stand to lose?
You never know God's plans for you.
That
so,
is it.
Yeah. And so, you mentioned that you went to Pope John's. I was kind of disappointed, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because, I always want to make sure that yesterday, I had a conversation with a proud Absunian.
Okay.
So, I think St. Augustine's College, I'm going to mention it again, the best secondary school in Ghana.
You went to that school?
What other school?
That's why you are pronouncing my school Pope John's.
Well, how for say
how can a John be plural? I mean, don't
Pope
worry.
John.
If your school is in the bush, Hunter's language now.
Our school is, you don't even know the school. Our school is by the seaside.
By the seaside,
yeah. We are fishermen.
You are in between the bush and the sea. I learned in your school when you're having classes. Mm-hmm. You hear and then you have to pause for them to come and pass chasing the deer. So, I mean, we don't have a problem.
I mean, we did that and we still surpass in every aspect.
I mean, that is for the central region. So we people you be coming home is Cincinnati boom tabu.
we come to school on a boat.
Yeah, your extracurricular activities will be going fishing.
Yeah.
And even that you don't come with a catch. So.
But the good thing about it is we were so good on it, and we were very, very good when it comes to academics too. So it means if we can double task and do all those things, I think we're exceptional. But sorry for you, brother.
I mean, for the sake of the interview, and because you are the host, let's just say what you're saying is true.
So you are saying St. Augustine's College is the best?
Never.
Okay.
It can't.
That's what he said.
It can't.
Okay.
It can't. But I mean, so that you can proudly continue the interview.
Yeah.
I don't want to, get you.
I'll cut certain part of what he's saying.
Exactly. So no matter how hard I go, I don't know where the final work will look like.
This is all art, right?
So let's say St. Augustine's.
Thank you.
College. The the name chokes. St. Augustine College.
We're the best. We're not a school, we're a college. So
that's the thing. Yeah, and it's fast.
Yeah.
Currently.
Okay. Cool.
What is a college now?
All right, we'll move on. But
old, ancient, anywhere again for very old, dilapidated.
I think we'll take this argument onto the internet and people will decide, right?
Yeah,
Pope John's. Or say Pope John, right?
Your teacher must
Pope
have had
John
a hard time.
Or St. Augustine's College.
Oh, no,
we'll take this
never.
on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, let me know. Go there.
Okay, so
yes,
I want to dive into the inspiration behind your career, right?
Okay.
You said initially that you used to do a lot of Samini impressions.
Yeah, man.
Like, where did that come from? Were you listening to his music a lot, or how did that inspire you?
So I love music so much. I still do. And growing up, I had my own, what would be the word? I had my own stuff I look for in the music.
Yeah.
Or in music. So when I'm listening to your song, I try to see if I get all those elements in there. So I used to love Obo.
Oh wow.
Yes, Obo, because of his lyrics, his wordplay.
He's a legend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I used to picture myself performing his music, my costume, my stage act, my entry. In fact, I perform everything in front of a mirror, hoping that one day there will be an opportunity for that. So one time I was in the barbering salon and I heard
yeah.
Now, the mystery behind that music is that that's my favorite marching beat. I always want to be part of the seat march, marching, the students that march because of that rhythm. So when it's getting to march, I put on my best behavior.
Wow! So you get
selected to march because of that rhythm.
Wow!
So when I heard someone has turned it into music, I was like, "Wow, who is this?" So for some reason, I heard the song, and up at the second chorus, I was singing too. Then the Baba was like, "You sound like him."
Oh wow!
I'm like, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, you sound like him." I said, "Okay," and that was it. I entered the internet cafe, bought airtime, and then I googled Batman, and I saw his songs, his his style. Samini would always come on stage with a different act, a different entry, different costuming. Like, it was a total piece of art. So I was like, I just fell in love with him. And then I started, following him. Sometimes at a point I used to talk like him, walk like him.
Hey.
Oh yes, I paid attention to his craft.
Yeah.
I think even now he's not doing much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I paid attention. So I would, like what I did with Obo. I would come home, remember one of his shows or performances and how he came in, his entry, his freestyling, the songs, how it was arranged, etc. I'm like, wow, if I can get a chance to just do this on stage, I would do it like this. I'll mix this song with that, and that. And yeah, I mean, every other song he brought out after that, which I heard, was a banger to me. And I'm like, yo, I'm done. And I'm still one of his biggest fans to date. And I always say that if Ghana can get any other artist who does it better than Samini, they should tell me.
You don't think Ghana has any artist that's better than Samini?
Name one.
Black Sheriff.
Well, I love Sheriff.
Yeah.
But I know Sheriff will even say, hey, boss. You see,
I mean, he's rising up. So,
exactly.
But Samini is a legend.
Samini is one of those people you can get every style from.
Yeah.
If you really followed him, all the kind of rhythms that are coming, Samini has done them. Yes. But you see, because of the songs that are popular, the songs of his that are popular, we don't really know him for those.
True.
But if you're a true fan and you've listened to most of the songs he's released, you realize that you can't put Samini in one hole. Yeah. Like this. What they are doing, what you're saying is your current. Yeah. Is your current. Samini has done that. He has done that in the past.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I think there's always someone who inspires like the next generation.
And I think he's done that.
Yeah. And the rhythm you're talking about, like, it's so iconic. Like, I remember it, right?
Do you know My Own is 6 years?
Your what?
The song My Own.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean 6 years?
He released it 6 years ago.
Oh. Just 6 years ago?
Yeah. But it still sounds as if it was released last year.
Yeah.
That's he can't release a song and the song would die.
Because of how iconic he is, right? Yeah. And I will be honest, when I listen to his music now, it's easy to go back to those popular music than the music that he just recently released. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, because of how mainstream it became at the time.
He's brought a new one with Soweto Gospel Choir.
I haven't heard it.
You should listen to that. Now people are asking how to get that to the AFCONs.
Wow. Okay. That's see, this is a Samini advocate right here. So, if Samini is watching this,
I mean,
he needs to know that everywhere you go,
if you know an artist who can do it better than Samini,
I should come and tell you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just tell me.
Okay, so then with that inspiration, right? How has your career progressed since you got into that reality show till now?
It has improved a lot. Now I always think about the next wow factor. Because I'm like, you know what? Okay, how can I do this but not repeat the same thing? So every time I'm thinking about the next wow factor, the next twitch, or the next, that thing that will just turn this thing and make it unique, exciting. So every time I'm putting a show together, I'm thinking about, okay, last year I did this, so how do I do it differently this time around? I learned it from him because those times you wouldn't watch Samini and see the same thing you saw at his previous performance. It's always something new. His looks, his costume, etc. So I'm always thinking about that. If I'm supposed to go perform, thinking about, okay, what's the theme for the show? What costume will fit? How should I look? How do I go in? Should I walk onto stage? Should I go singing? Should I use an act? I'm always thinking about that. And it always helps in my creative works or my creative,
So then for someone who wants to get into your mind, what does your creative process looks like? When you are coming up with material, what do you do to prepare?
So people say I'm hard to please because I can put together something right now. I will narrate it to you, and then myself I'll tell you again that nah,
It's no good.
I'm like, bro, this, let's yeah. So it's a very long process.
Yeah.
It can take me up to a year. Yeah, to finish maybe one concept.
Really?
Yeah.
One whole year.
Yeah. Sometimes
Why?
I feel it's because I don't want to leave. I don't want to finish the show for someone to tell me, yeah, it was okay. No, that one is a disappointment.
You strive for excellence.
Exactly. It has to be such that before you can criticize, it means that, like, I don't know. Before you can say, oh, but I think this and that, then that means that, that you day up ahead of me. But then I won't give you that. So if you're able to tell me, I think this and that and that and that, then yes, I'll give it to you that, wow, you did it up. Wow. I always want to make sure you leave with that mindset of, wow.
Yeah.
If I meet you and you don't say, wow, I have not achieved. Yeah.
And I think that's what makes people stand out, right?
Yeah.
So from someone who is just mediocre or just like normal, regular, to someone who's a genius, right? That's what makes them a genius. That pursuit of perfection, right? Of excellence. And I love that you talk about that, because a lot of people just think doing the bare minimum is okay.
No, not for me. So I have this yearly comedy show I do, Romanus Incomplete.
Yeah.
Last year was my 6th edition, and every other year I try to theme it.
Yeah.
So then I try to work around the theme such that I meet the theme, even though it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
I try to make sure that my theme will go with the show, and everything I have to add. Last year I told myself what I did wasn't the best. I punished myself. Everyone was like, wow, bro. I'm like, nah, that's not my best. That was not it for me. Last year, I marked myself down for the show I did. Yeah, even though everyone is excited, and I was like, nah, that was not what I aimed to achieve.
Yeah.
So I don't mind repeating it again this year, just so that I'm able to get that level I wanted for myself. And every year, so I've had a lounge experience, I've had a kitchen experience, I've done party experience, I've done legends experience, I have done the fifth one was the Black Star. I did a Black Star experience, and then I did the street experience.
Wow.
Yeah, and this year, as I sit here, I don't even know the experience. And now, so I get all the suggestions or all the different ideas. I'm like, nah, this one is not too great. This one is not too good.
Yeah.
But you mentioned someone, a person like, whoa, bro, do it. I'm like, it's not. So I can get my team in November.
Yeah. What month is usually the show in?
It's in December.
In December.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a whole year.
You have
2 years back, I got my team in November.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. So then, hopefully more people will obviously go to the show in December.
Yeah. If you've not been to Romanus Incomplete, I think you've not been to a comedy show.
Really?
Because ours is not just a comedy show. Yeah. It's an experience.
It's an experience, yeah.
So you're not only coming for comedy, you're coming for that total experience. Mm-hmm. You get everything. You get music, you get comedy, you get acting, you name it.
Yeah.
You can't come to Romanus Incomplete and not say wow.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. So people in the diaspora, hopefully when you come for December,
especially them.
Yeah. Come and enjoy.
Come and experience comedy in a different style.
Come and enjoy it.
Rambo style.
Yeah. And I'll definitely try my best to be there.
Oh, if you're available, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll bring you your invite.
Yeah. I'll be there. And I think, and that brings me into kind of my next question, right? Because sometimes I look at the creative industry or the entertainment industry in Ghana, and I see the love that all these other aspects get. Mm-hmm. And maybe this is just me, right? I feel like the comedy space doesn't get enough love. What is your feeling when it comes to that?
For love, if we say we don't get it, that will not be true.
Okay.
Maybe we are not getting that magnitude the other genres are getting. But for the little who support us, they do it. They do it wholeheartedly because we are almost about 50 plus comedians, But if every comedian puts up a show, they show up. And these are the same people who go for almost every other show. So for the love, for the little we have, we are so appreciative of it. We are so...
Is it big enough?
It wasn't like this some years back.
Oh, yeah.
So we can't even say it's small. Yeah, some years back, there was none.
So there's been an improvement.
A massive one.
Really?
Some years back, 2006, after Stars of the Future into 7, 8, 9, 10, they said there were no comedians in Ghana. Then they said we were not funny. And some 19, 20, 21, 22 years down the line, we got people coming to fill the National Theatre, filling UPS Auditorium, filling Buko Marina. You tell me.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, but my thing is, do we ever get to a point where we say this is the peak? Or this is the point where we can say we're doing so well? Or do we always want more?
Oh, I mean, you can't always, I mean, you can't say you've reached when you're alive.
Right. Right. You gotta always want more.
You reach when you die. That's
deep.
Yes. You can only reach when you die.
That's
but
deep.
If you're alive, it means that there is more for you.
Yeah.
So you can only aim for more or
that's right.
Aspire for more. So for me, I don't think there is if Steve Harvey, if Chris Rocks and the likes are still into, look at Richard Pryor. How old he was, still doing
He's
comedy.
Still doing it,
I don't think there is an end to it.
Yeah.
So it is when you're lying down, breathless, then you can say you've reached.
So then, is there any challenges that the industry faces right now?
Oh, I mean, for every industry there are challenges.
What are some of those challenges?
I think we lack a lot of facilities. We don't have a lot of it, and I think we need more very state of the art edifices or facilities so that we can spread the art we do. We can get a lot of people coming to enjoy it, because apart from the National Theatre in Accra, there are no major theatres across the region, and elsewhere people will do one show and will tour with them in different states, in different cities, etc. But for us, you have 1,500 capacity. When you're done and you want to move, it's difficult to get another location that can seat up to 1,500. So then it means that
you have to
reduce it, you understand, and traveling expenses, etc. You only have to perform for 200 people or sometimes less, if not passion.
Yeah. Why would you do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a loss eventually, and that is not what we want.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that what we do goes everywhere, so that people in the north, people in the south, people in the west can call us and say, come and perform. But then it's like it's a whole, I feel it's been splitted into two. Once you are done with Accra, you are done.
Yeah.
Do you know they have a comedy union in the north?
Really?
Yes, they have an association. They put up their own shows, etc. We don't get to watch them because they can't come to Accra. They don't get to watch us because we can go there. Imagine going to the north, to Wa, to Tamale, to Bogatanga, and all the expenses of the crew.
Yeah.
You can't. And they also coming. They also need that support. But, it's kind of so far apart.
Yeah.
And so if there are these edifices and etc., I mean, it could be these collaborations here and there, and that's going to help us. And I mean, much as we are grateful to Corporate Ghana for the support they're giving us, we hope other entities will support it so that, we can take it across, and then also we can bring up more creative experiences. Because sometimes you want to do, I have one of my experiences. The budget alone is almost about 1 million Ghana cedis.
Oh, wow.
Because of how we want the look and feel to be like. And I can't do this by myself.
Yeah.
But if I can get someone giving me that,
I mean, I think if the creative space, and like what you said, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
Right? We might not think about it, but it's like we have how many regions now? The last time I know
now.
it was like 10.
It was 16 now.
16.
Ronaldo took it to 16. Maybe Mahama will reset it to 10.
Or maybe we'll go to 20.
Or 20. You never know.
But it's a good point you mentioned, right? 16 regions, or even if it was just the 10 initially, what would it make to build state-of-the-art facilities, right? That would help, and it doesn't even just help with comedy; it also helps with music and other spaces as well. So, yeah, I mean, I've only seen like in Accra we have one giant space that can host that many people, but aside that,
it is just 1,500 people,
No.
and even with that, about 200 of those seats were broken. I don't know if it's been repaired.
Yeah.
So that means you're not even calculating for 1,000.
Yeah.
200 or so, 1,000. Yeah. Let's say even 1,500. It means that you're short of 200 or 100 seats that are broken. So you can't even sell all 1,500 or 1,200.
So what's needed is immense investment in.
We
in
need
the
to be
space.
deliberate about the arts.
Yeah.
For me, I feel much attention should be given to the space because you see, it's not only comedy, music, poetry,
Yes.
spoken word, poetry, the acting, film, what's the name, fashion,
Yes.
cosmetology. It's a broad industry.
Huge.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that if they put a lot of attention in there, that will generate a lot of income for us, even more than other the other sectors or other industries, because the entertainment industry is very lucrative, very
I know.
very lucrative.
Yep.
And if you look at other states, other countries who have really invested in their arts,
Billions.
I mean, that is enough for you, because you are not just talking about even the ones at the fiscal locations. You're talking about franchising, you're talking about copywriting, etc., etc. That's like another, revenue on its own. And Sana, the ones they get from the box office, etc. It's a very, I think we should be deliberate about it.
I agree.
Yeah, because if we're not, then it's still going to be as it is. And we're going to be limited.
Wow. Yeah. So over time, I've seen that social media has played a huge role in the way that we approach comedy in general, right? Personally, I consume a lot of comedy on TikTok.
Wow.
Right? It's grown so much in that space where a lot of people are getting exposure. Yeah. I saw your things on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well, right? And so then how has social media played a role for you personally?
When we started back in 2006, 7, there was nothing, social media wasn't as vibrant as it was. So, it was like there was that challenge of who can see my work.
Yep.
Apart from they coming for the live show, that's it. After the live show, your content are left with you, unless probably you can sell to a TV station who then were not willing to buy. So, I mean, social media became like that indirect marketing tool, or that indirect advertising to promote yourself, to push yourself as an individual, to get to other states, other regions without necessarily traveling there. Because sometimes you watch the algorithm and the insights and you can see the countries that are consuming your content and the percentage. At least you know that even if you have 1% in another country, it tells you that, I mean, you're making strides. Exactly. Yeah. So you check and you're like, okay, I have this number of countries supporting and, consuming my content. That is what do we call it? That's great.
Yeah.
Because back then it was just in your
local,
and now people are being paid for that. Yeah. Create content, put content, let consumers consume, and then you're being rewarded. And those times you're not getting that. And even now, sometimes you are paid more than even how much you make in a live show.
I agree.
So yeah, for that one, it's a great thing that ever happened to the art space. And not even the art space. Other industries are making a lot of content or are enjoying and benefiting from it. So for us, it has that good side of us sharing our works, getting people to know us. Sometimes you even get nominated for awards that are global, African days, world days, etc. How did they get to know about it? It was because of this social media. You hear someone call you, we're calling you from this place. Is it possible we can get to come do this and that and that? Social media. So I feel that it has helped the space very well. And then also in a way, it's also, it has its disadvantages.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Have you ever done a skit where on social media you get backlash for it, for the type of content or the way the content is set up? And how do you respond to that?
Well, for me, I laugh because I know that was the intention. And you see, and let me use this opportunity to probably throw in a little education.
Yeah.
That no matter what, comedy will be about someone. So if you are not the joke today, tomorrow you'll be the joke.
Mm-hmm.
So the word is joke.
Yeah.
It is not supposed to be taken serious. It is just for fun.
Yeah.
So it may be someone you like so much. It may be you. It may be a friend. But that doesn't mean we are disrespecting the person.
Yeah.
It's just for the fun of it. We are trying to bring the other side you didn't really think of or you didn't really, consider.
Yeah.
So you've seen it like this, and we are just mirroring it and replaying it in a different way. It ends there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to disrespect. Sometimes people feel like, why are you attacking this person? This is too dark. We can joke about everything.
Everything. No, nothing is off limits.
Even that. We can joke about it. But people will think you're insensitive.
Yes.
What was the word someone gave me? I've forgotten. Someone insulted me yesterday.
Someone insulted
because
you.
I did a content about Shatawale.
Oh. Yeah, that one there. You go get that one.
Yeah, I mean, it is, if it's not about Wale, and I say about Stonebwoy,
someone to come in,
but another Stonebwoy fan will also come at me and tell me that.
100%.
But no matter what, who are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
Is it Donald Trump?
Yeah.
How well do you know Donald Trump? I can only talk about things you can relate to.
Exactly.
So that is where we get our inspiration, we get our materials from. If I'm talking about a person who is not physically challenged, the physically challenged person will laugh. But if I'm talking about a physically challenged person, they say I'm insensitive.
So no one is off limits.
No,
nothing is off limits.
I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not saying I'm teasing you for being in that situation or it serves you right or no. It's imagine something happened and in the story there is someone who is physically challenged. How do I narrate it?
Yeah.
Do I narrate it without the person? I have to. Yeah. So it is not to disrespect. It is not to tease or say that you deserve what you've gotten. It could be me.
Yeah.
So it could be me. It could be a friend. It could be my family member. Yeah. And who said I don't have friends who are physically challenged? So we are not wicked people. We are not monsters. We are just people in the society who try to help you take some stress off yourself or help in your depression or help you in your toughest moment. Yeah. After everything, we'll end up laughing about it.
Yeah, and then move on.
And that is what comedy is all about. Yeah. So let me just say that when we are doing what we do, it is not to disrespect anyone. So please, you just help us get away.
Just laugh.
Jai the angel.
So then, I guess for you, when you get those comments or whatever, you just laugh it off.
Oh no, I just laugh it off. I just say,
it's not worth the.
This. Sometimes I tell myself, yes, I got it, because then it means that someone got the message.
Yep.
Sometimes you try to put it in a word play. You put some puns in there so that people will have to put ones and twos together to get it. So the moment you have people giving you that response, you are like, whoa, they got it. And I mean, that's the joy of the thing. Like, oh, they got it there. Wow.
Yeah.
It will be sad if they don't get it. But once they've gotten it, it means that, yes, your work is doing well.
Yeah. No, I think I love comedy, right? And I love what it does to people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be in my bed and I'll be cracking up. right?
Exactly. And who can talk about the hard issues if not the comedian?
Yeah.
It's we who talk about it. All the
Yeah.
political issues, all the the sensitive issues. We
Uh-huh.
can bring it on a lighter note for you to think about it again.
Yes.
It's us. If not us,
Yeah.
who will?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So then, have you ever performed comedy in a church?
Oh yes, that's one of my strong, sides.
Yeah. Do you think people in the church receive it better, or do you think they
They do, but the moment you try to be all, you go all hard, they cringe. Yeah, so you just have to find your balance.
When you
there
say hard, what do you
and
mean?
Well, for me, if I have to say it, I will say it. But I just have a way of saying it so
Yeah.
that it won't be too heavy.
Yeah.
For instance, Bishop Arjun Asari had an issue with Nogopo, and they were having this banter. I did it in a church. I did a joke.
In his church.
No, not in his church, but
Okay.
there was a branch of his church.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it there. I'm like,
And how did
Pastor
people
is
receive
dope.
it?
They laughed because it was for them. I'm sure Nogopo will not be happy about it.
No,
but if I go to
absolutely not.
Nogopo and I'm also saying that what they did affected the church this way, they too will laugh.
Yeah.
But then that is the whole thing, and that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, after all, I didn't disrespect anybody. I didn't insult anyone. I'm just saying that this is what happened. And sometimes what we say or what we do, some of the stories are make believe. We create them.
Yes.
Sometimes they are real life stories that
Yeah.
we are reenacting or replaying it, but in a funny way. So sometimes we are not far from the truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is the truth. Other times too, it's fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we have to put characters they can relate to in there
Yes.
so that it's funny. Yeah.
So then, okay, if someone really wanted to dive into, the comedy space right now, today,
Yeah.
what is the one advice that you would give them in order to get started?
Be intentional.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't just end with having a talent. Because talent is never enough.
True. I
There
agree.
are people who are not talented, but they were deliberate about the fact that this is what they want to do or wanted to do, and they pursued it.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to be deliberate about it, you can't even start in the first place. And you being deliberate, it means that you're giving it your all because this is what you want to do. So if you're deliberate about it, that gives you a first step to starting. And once you start, be consistent. Those times, I'm going to use myself as an
Please.
example. One of the things that I think worried me was the fact that I wasn't too consistent. The reason being that sometimes I'll finish a content, I'll watch it, and I'm like,
The film.
that I don't post it. But someone will come and see it and be like, so why haven't you posted? I'm like, bro, you know that thing?
Yes.
So if you're waiting for it to be perfect
Ah.
to get it out there,
Word.
then you never start. The one consuming it will determine whether it's perfect or not. You are to do it to the best of your ability. That is all that matters.
Yes.
So don't wait for it to be perfect. I'm waiting to get this perfect. There are jokes you perform at a place and people will not even respond. You take that same joke to another location and you get a standing ovation
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah.
that. So it tells you that perfection doesn't lie with you. What lies with you is the ability to do it. Once you have the ability, do it. Put it out there. For all you know, that particular one will be the one that will bring you your millions.
Yeah.
Some of the musicians will tell you, we didn't even plan this song, or we didn't plan this. We were just in the studio and the vibe came and we just did something. And some of them, that became their biggest song, or that was their breakthrough. So that is it. You can't wait till it's perfect. No, be consistent. That is the word. Consistency is the most important thing in art or in every field. If you want to be the best, be consistent. Make the mistakes. let them bash you. Let them say you are not funny. We heard you are not funny for close to 10 years. We're still bringing jokes out.
Yeah,
Every other day we showed up. Even when we're not on the bill, we'll go and find a way to lobby. Put us on. Just hear us. You there, if even you won't pay us. We just want to be on the show to perform. Just so that we can say I've performed.
Yeah.
They heard me. Leave the funny or to the audience
To the audience to determine.
But be consistent. And the rest, leave it to God. If you don't believe in God too and you believe in nature, nature will bring it. But the thing is, if you want to harvest corn and you've not planted corn, you can't harvest corn unless you plant corn. Whether the corn was half piece, a broken piece, a rotten piece, or a full piece, until you've planted corn, you can't harvest corn. So until you have started, you can't celebrate it.
Yeah.
What will you celebrate? I want to be the biggest musician in the world. Which song? There's no song out and you say you want to be the biggest comedian or the biggest musician. If you want to be the biggest comedian, where is the content? Where is the comedy? Where is the material? Where can people go to watch to say, oh, wow, you are dope, you are not dope? It has to be out there. So be deliberate to start, and your deliberateness will keep you going, and be consistent. That's all.
I think I found a new angle to Romanus. I think we're going to have Romanus be a motivational speaker moving forward. That was good, man. Comedy, you have to shift.
Oh, I'm a counselor.
You're a counselor too.
Yeah, I'm a counselor. But people don't take me serious.
Which people do you counsel? Do you relationship counseling?
Oh, I do relationship. I do coaching. I do life. I mean, as long as you have a challenge, you have a problem.
Yeah.
If you tell me, there, you leave with a solution.
Leave us with one relationship advice.
Relationship advice. Oh, on which side?
We'll go for the men's side.
For the men's side.
Yeah.
All right. So for men, it's unfortunate, but the man never lives for himself. So just know that if you're going into a relationship, you are not living for yourself. Everything you're going to do is going to be about your partner. And so the moment an action is not about your partner, she will complain. It's not because she's nagging. It's because you're trying to be a woman.
Hey! Hey! Keys, pa!
Yeah, so women don't complain because they like to complain. It's because when you were starting, you were living for her. And now you have her, you want to live for you. Yourself. It doesn't work like that. If you want to live for you to get her, then live for you to get her so that she knows that as for you, dear, you live for yourself. But if you told her anything for her, and now you have her, and you are not doing anything for her, hello, then you're a politician.
Hey! Wow. Okay. See, I think this might take a dramatic shift, but in order for it not to, I think now I want one for the women because we can't do that to our men.
Oh, and for the women?
Yeah, for the women. Give it to them.
Women, ladies, men deserve love. They are humans too. And so ask yourself, have I loved them enough? And our love. You see, I don't believe in the principle or that thing they say, men's love language or to get a man is respect. Oh boy. Yes, we deserve the little gifts, the little thank yous, the little I love you, the little, those, thoughtful texts.
Yeah.
We also deserve it. That is not respect. That is also showing that we deserve love. And our love is not only about respect. Yes, you've respected me, so I can go a whole year and you don't even text me out of the blue to say, hey, babe, thank you for all you do for me. I appreciate it. Or you just came to mind. Are you okay? I mean, how beautiful is this? But
tell them.
It becomes, oh, but you didn't text me, so me too, I didn't. Oh, jolly.
Hey, okay. See, I this is so good, right? Because I feel like sometimes we dive into things slightly unexpectedly. You've done a little bit of motivation right now. You've done a little bit of counseling. You've done a little bit of comedy. Masa, you're an all-rounded man.
Oh, we thank God for that. Someone told me I have to pursue my counseling side.
Yeah, you should.
But I don't know how to start. So I don't know which counseling school to attend, because I might end up counseling the counselors. I don't agree to a lot of things people say.
Yeah.
And so you might come with, a suggestion or whatever, and I might tell you that.
Yeah.
For instance, I have this argument I do. They say if it must be done, it must be done well.
Right. Yeah.
That's not correct.
What's your own?
How do you do it well if you've not started? So if it must be done, you must start. So when you come to tell me it must be done well, someone can watch your interview and say your interview is boring.
Yeah.
Another person watch and tell you, whoa, that was great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you had not done it,
you won't get those feedbacks.
And you did it to the best of your ability.
Yep.
So who marks the done well?
Yeah.
You have done it well to your ability. And he thinks that you could have done better.
Yeah.
And so because of that, according to his marking scheme, you didn't do it well. So then at what point will the done be done well? So then you can't tell me that if it must be done, it must be done well. When I brought my best jokes and the people didn't laugh, were you there when I was writing my joke?
Yeah.
If I had not started, it wouldn't be done.
Yeah.
So then it must be started.
But that's what I think that's what stops a lot of people from getting started.
Exactly.
Right?
Because then
the mentality.
you want to wait for it to be perfect.
Exactly.
Hey, this thing there, that boy standing there, he has a lot of my content. He brings them and sometimes I don't post them and he'll be like, boss, what's up? Yeah, because I'm like, Charlie, shut them, man. So you get the whole point. So at the end of the day now, that content that we wasted our time and money to shoot or to do is lying there somewhere. So where is the done well?
Yeah, you'll never find it.
Never, until you've started.
Yes.
So then when you are starting, you are not thinking about the fact that it has to be perfect.
Yeah.
You are starting because you want it done.
Yes, I agree. And I agree with you because I remember wanting to start this podcast like 3 years ago. Right? But I was like, I need all these things in place. I need everything aligned and,
That's
just
the thing.
that perfection.
You want to wait for it to be perfect so that people say, wow, this one there. Oh, man.
But you just need to get started.
Just start.
Once you start, everything aligns.
The
Everything
rest
falls
will
into
take.
place.
Someone will see him like, oh, Charlie, your thing I like. Oh, I can help you with this. I can give you this. There are people waiting for that. Until you start it, you will never know who wants to help or support you. So for me, it is not if it must be done. It must be done well. If it must be done, it must be started.
Okay. All
so
right.
Yes,
beautiful.
if I get to your class and you are saying something that I might
you just walk out.
would argue, Sarah, because there are a lot
but
of
it's
things
good.
that
It's good that sometimes we can question some of these things, right? So if there's things that a lot of people subscribe to, right? How do we question it? And the more we question things, the more we're able to think freely.
that's true.
And it gives us an ability to just be like amazing thinkers, and I think that's what makes you exceptional, right? Because you don't just accept the status quo. you move past. Right? So that's really good. Was there any time, or has there been any time throughout your career where you felt like I don't want to do this anymore?
Oh yeah, a lot of times. Even just a few years back, it comes with expectations. When you feel probably where you've gotten to, you're expecting to, probably you've not met your expectation, or you thought by this time you should be at this level or at this pace, etc. It makes you think a lot. That, so what next? What am I doing? Am I in the right place? Did I make the right decision? Every human being gets to that point in time, and I mean, it's the same for me. I've been there, but the thing is, why did you start in the first place? So that is, then you go back to the first step, why you took it. If you still have that idea or that passion or that reason why you did it, then you realize that you've not made a wrong decision. But if you check that and you realize that no, that thing is not it, then you have to ask where your passion has gone now or where it is drifted to now, and then you take certain decisions about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that, because I want people to realize that as entrepreneurs, as creatives, whatever you're doing, there's going to be times where you feel that, right? It's not always going to be sunflowers and and smooth sailing. You're going to face some of these obstacles, and then once you get there, like you said, remember why you started in the first place. Yeah. So I always end the podcast with one question, right? It says mind of a genius. And so excellence, genius, what does that represent to you, Romanus? What does being a genius mean, and what does being excellent mean for you?
You can University of Ghana exams can you be some way.
And your main bisa question to you.
Hey, well, excellence, genius. For me, I would say that being excellent. Thank you very much for the question. Please, the question again.
What does being genius or being excellent represent to you? I know you want to break the status quo. I know you want to dissect it. I know exactly what's going on.
And I don't want to do that. Yeah. So I'm trying to find.
No, go ahead and do it. Like, I want to know some of these things that goes on in your mind, right?
Okay. Well, for me, I would say being a genius will be that person who had the idea and started it. That to me makes you a genius, because it is tough to start.
Yeah.
The starting is always the most difficult. The first step, the fact that you are in a world of competition and people are doing that same idea you got, people are even doing it better, people are being acknowledged for it, and you're asking yourself, Charlie, will this thing work?
Yeah.
Will that? And then you break that thought to start, no matter how small it is. You are a genius in your own way. You don't have to be an award winner. No,
none of that.
The mere fact that you took that step, defying all the odds, to me, I would celebrate you any day, anytime, as my genius personality.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. And I asked that because a lot of people define excellence in a different way. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So trying to understand what that represents to you is very, very important. And I love that you emphasize how important it is to get started, because a lot of people do not get started because of the fear of perfection. Yeah. So I really, really respect that. I love that. And I do want to take this time.
Even if you don't respect it, I don't care.
But that's the comedy in you talking. So, keep it coming, right?
Oh my God.
But Romanus, I want to take this time to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here and have a conversation with me. I hope a lot of people will take this content, right, and be able to use it in a way that they see fit, right? And like you said, people might see it and say, hey, this is great. People might see it and say, hey, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
We do not care.
We don't care.
Thank you very much for taking time to be here.
Thank you for
I really appreciate it. And if people wanted to find you on social media, what are your
it's Foster
handles?
Romanus.
At Foster Romanus.
At Foster Romanus. Foster and then Romanus. So it's a double R. So
okay.
FOS. Please, there's no R in my Foster. There's no R in my Foster.
Yeah.
My Foster is not Forster. It's Foster. FOSTER. And then Romanus will be ROMA. Then you add the anus to it. Everywhere on social media. But you can call me Anus when you meet me. Or you can say it in tree.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, I'll respond.
Okay.
True.
You heard it here, so you can call Foster Anus moving forward.
I'll take it with pride.
So thank you very much. Yeah.
She calls me Anus.
Mention her name.
Miss Anna.
Miss
Maureen. She calls me Anus. A whole fine girl like this. Look at this lips pronouncing Anus.
Oh my God! So Foster, thank you so much.
Thank
I've
you for
loved
having
so
me.
much, and I've learned a lot so much.
I have to.
From what you.
I didn't know I'm a
shared with us.
philosopher.
You see, Foster the philosopher.
Yeah,
that would be your name.
Yeah, philosopher. Brahmin Tufo, sister. Aye, yeah, Brahmin Tufo.
All right. So thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you on the next episode.